What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys an NFL Week 4 video for the main slate on Sunday. We got, plenty of games. We have that early morning game between the Falcons and Jaguars. They're doing that Toy Story cartoon. Really curious on how that pans out as a 90s kid. Was a big Toy Story guy. I want to see how that pans out on Sunday morning, but I'll be doing single game slate for that. I'll be getting up early for that Jaguars and Falcons game. Only 3 games in that afternoon wave again this week. I don't know why the NFL schedule is shaped up like this. I'd way rather see 2 less early window games and put them in the afternoon, because there's there's 9 1 o'clock Eastern games again, and only 3. It's just too lopsided. If it was like 7 and 5, it would be ideal. I know a lot of people are on the same board, or are on board with me on that take. Doing free guru credits in this video, as I've done for every main slate NFL video this year. Just give this video a like. I will give you that code after the first couple of my plays for 15 guru credits. Thought I'd rock the red, white, and blue golf hat today for the Ryder Cup, even though the USA got their asses handed to them through the first couple of rounds of this tournament. We'll see if they can make a comeback over the weekend, but as usual, 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 receiver, tight end, and defense for my value plays. Obviously, some injuries up in the air for all the guys, who are, if they miss practice on Thursday, they're listed as questionable for Sunday. But more often than not, if a guy played last game and he's missing practice during the week, he's probably still going to play. There's some good value spots. We'll go right into quarterback here and go with a guy who has yet to let me down this year. Yes, the Vikings are 0-3, but it's not due to Kirk Cousins, being bad out there and not putting up numbers. He's putting up numbers. 344 yards, 364 yards, 367 yards passing through the air through the first 3 weeks. They have a pretty easy matchup. They are on the road, though. The Panthers are not good. Kirk Cousins is currently tied for the highest projection in pass yards with Tua on the Dolphins at 275.5. So obviously, a lot of optimizers and projections like Kirk Cousins staying at below 8,000 salary. I definitely like him too. And, Justin Jefferson isn't in this video for me as my receiver, but whenever you can pair him with Kirk Cousins, it's a good idea to spend up on. If you want to go a little cheaper, this could be the week. I might end up putting him on GPPs because I do truly believe in him still. Justin Fields of the Bears, a perfect get-back matchup game against the Broncos, who rank terribly on defense. The Bears are still 3-point underdogs at home, but this could be a game that they easily win, and I think Justin Fields puts up a big game. We all know from last year how good he can be. Not only throwing the ball, but running with his legs. He can get up towards 100 rushing yards. He did a couple games last year. Had 47 rushing yards in week 3 last week and 59 in week 1. Even though he's looked really bad, he's still putting up modest points. Last week wasn't great with only 11.5, but it was a really, really hard matchup against the Chiefs. I think Justin Fields does fine this week. 7,200 is an awesome value price on him. If you are feeling comfortable with it, I advise you to get him on a couple of teams. I do think this is a get-me-back game. He's sneaky running out of time. I mean, a lot of Bears fans, including Big Cat, if you're a Barstool guy, Big Cat, big Bears fan, he's already ready to jump ship on Justin Fields. I'm not yet. I do think there's some talent there, and he could have a big game on Sunday. I like that price. And then one other cheap quarterback is Matthew Stafford. 6,600 is just not the right price on him. It's a really, really good matchup in Indiana, a dome. Easier to pass, obviously, in a dome. The Colts defense, 23rd against the pass. in the first 3 weeks of the season. This is a really, really cheap price on Stafford. You could take full advantage of this, spend up on guys like McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson. 303 passing yards on average through the first 3 weeks. I mean, at 6,600, if he gets right around, 13 to 15 fantasy points, that's just fine. It's a pretty high over-under. He should be slinging it. This is another great value play. So, Cousins at, a higher tier at 7,900. And then, in my opinion, Justin Fields and Matthew Stafford look like really, really good cheap plays for their respective matchups. For running back, we have a Saints running back in Alvin Kamara. He is coming back from his suspension this week. I expect him to be the number one back, going ahead of their other guys that were just filling the void for him. I would have been a little skeptical of his workload if Jamal Williams was playing because he's still a legit red zone guy, but Jamal Williams is going to be out for another few weeks with that hamstring injury. So I really think Kamara is the guy here. 6,500 is obviously not the right price on him. Again, he was not missing time due to injury. He was missing time due to suspension. So I'm sure he's been practicing fully these first few weeks. He should be game shape ready. He's already a freakish athlete to begin with. So I don't think he's going to be on any sort of snap count. We saw Christian Watson on Thursday come back from an injury, and he still played like every snap until the end of the game where, when the game was over, he wasn't on the field. But coming back from a suspension is a whole different thing. I'm not worried about it. It's a great price on Kamara. 6,500 to take a risk on his first game back. I think it's worth it. When he is a normal, number one guy for the Saints, he's ranged from 7,500 to 8,500 bucks. It's a great matchup against the Buccaneers. I just think it's the best dollar for dollar play right now until we hear, other news of potential guys being out. But Kamara is a guy that should be on your radar for Sunday. Going over to my website for the free credits. Again, give this video a like. Make sure you are subscribed. You have to be signed in to an account on my website, fd-guru.com. Hit the shop page at the top. Brings you to all of the coins that you buy. These coins get you lineups and picks on my website. It's the, universal currency. And when you go to the coupon code here in this bar, type in this code. It's always all caps, Week 4 money. Week 4 money, all caps with a 4 in the middle. We're looking to get this money in week 4. It's been a little bit of a sluggish start this year, but I'm feeling good always. Plenty of time. All it takes is one huge slate to be up in the green, but those credits should go into your account after you type in week 4 money in all caps. Again, just give this video a like, guys. I do appreciate it. Going back to the last few picks here, wide receiver, we're going to stay cheap again here. I try to stay cheap in these videos because, it's harder to find the cheap guys. Mike Williams, he gets hurt every game, and unfortunately the last game was a bad injury. He's out for the year. I think it was a torn ACL, right? Torn ACL. We've already seen some brutal injuries to key players this year. Very unfortunate, but as a DFS player, we have to find where we can, strike with this value. Obviously, Keenan Allen's priced up to the sky this week because he had a huge game last week and Mike Williams is out. We have the other two Chargers guys that could be big value plays. Got Joshua Palmer and we have the rookie Quentin Johnson. Palmer seems to be getting more work in front of Johnson. He's more established. Johnson's still a rookie. He's supposed to be a promising rookie, but he's still a rookie. Joshua Palmer, he's been with them. We saw him last year fill in. Mike Williams was hurt for a little bit because, again, Mike Williams gets hurt every year. Palmer was, he produced as the number 2 last year behind Keenan Allen. I think he's going to have a good game on Sunday. Again, it could fall into Quentin Johnson's hands if you want to throw him in on a GPP, but for consistency and comfortability, I do think Joshua Palmer is the better play at 6,100. We saw him get a few extra targets once Mike Williams went down last week, and it's a really, really good game atmosphere for fantasy here. Against the Raiders, it's the second highest over-under behind the Bills and Dolphins this week. The Bills and Dolphins, I think, are at 52.5. This Chargers and Raiders game is at 49.5. They should be airing it out. There's a chance that Austin Eckler is out once again. So that obviously opens up more targets and receptions for these receivers. Palmer, 6,100, found the end zone last week once Mike Williams went down. I do think he's a good value play at 6,100. Tight end, George Kittle had a great week last week, 6,300. I think he should be priced up around 7,000. It's very difficult for tight ends to have good games without getting in the end zone, but that's exactly what George Kittle did last week against the Giants. 9 targets, 7 receptions, a couple of catches that looked really, really good. Some long receptions out of those 7, 90 yards, 12.5 fantasy points. They have a, just a buttery matchup against the Cardinals this week. Vegas did not give a shit that the Cardinals beat the Cowboys last week. They are 14-point underdogs against the 49ers, and I honestly agree with the line. I think the 49ers are going to curb stomp them. Hopefully, Kittle gets his work done before they blow him out. He has a couple of touchdowns in there. Obviously, a huge red zone threat. Kittle looks great. It's an awesome matchup. I do think they blow out the Cardinals, and I do think he's a reason why, though. It's a really good price on a star tight end like Kittle. I usually, when a tight end is 7,000 or more, I usually don't touch him unless I have the extra money and it's Travis Kelce. But Kittle at 6,300 looks like a very modest price for this tight end position. Then, for the same reasons I just said for Kittle, let's go to the 49ers defense. They should be like over 5,000 this week. They should shut down the Cardinals offense. I'm not worried about what the Cardinals did last week against the Cowboys. It was a freakish game. I really do not believe in the Arizona Cardinals and Josh Dobbs, but the 49ers should have no problem. Are they at home too? Yeah, they're at home. 14-point favorites. I mean, this is an easy defensive matchup in my opinion. There was one other defense that I liked, and that was the New Orleans Saints at home for $200 cheaper at 4,500. They've looked good too. All 3 games under 20 points allowed, 10, 7, and 10. And, the Bucs did not look good last week with Baker Mayfield. I think the Saints D is another good value play at a cheaper price, but I'm putting the 49ers in on this video. That'll do it for this Week 4 Main Slate edition, guys. Make sure you put in that Guru credit code to get those free credits. Give this video a like. Make sure you are subscribed, and as always, I appreciate you for stopping by. Hopefully these plays can help you out come Sunday. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.